Welcome to another episode of Virtual Travel with Super. My name is William, and together with me are my co-hosts Connie and Christy.
Hi!
Alright, so before we begin, we would like to congratulate the prize winner of the last episode.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Congrats!
So, today is Connie's first appearance, right? So, Connie, how do you feel being here?
I'd like to say hello to my both lovely colleagues, which I've not seen for a long time.
Yeah.
And also those audience that's watching us live right now. I'm really extremely excited to be here right now. I can hear my own heartbeat actually. Okay. I saw the previous episode of Christy that she's dancing.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to do that?
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
good.
Unless you want to. Yeah.
Okay, good. So William, today where are you bringing us to?
Okay, so today's episode we'll be talking about a whole region.
Whole region, you're talking about the continent of the whole Europe?
Okay, close but not quite. Today we are talking about Scandinavia, which is Northern Europe. So I know, I've been there and I know you've been there also. I think we met on tour also, right? Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Christy, I think haven't been there yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, in that case, right, Christy, let me just ask you, what will you think of when we talk about Scandinavia?
Seafood, the Scandinavia cuisine,
Yeah.
lots of salmon.
Yes, that's right. So, Connie, just to let you know, because you're new to the virtual travel series, right? Christy and Zoe, Zoe's not here today, but they are both hardcore food lovers. So when you want to bring them to anywhere, you just have to mention food.
Yeah.
I always bring my customers to good food, when I was on tour.
True. But anyway, yes, it's true. Scandinavia is famous for their seafood. So,
and lots more things as well, not just seafood.
Yeah. True lah. But just to let you all know as a fun fact, the word Scandinavia, right, is not mainly about Northern Europe. Actually, it's referring to the peninsula in that area. So if you look at the map, right, it looks like the peninsula is like dripping downwards. So there are 3 countries in there: Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. Okay, but normally, because the locals talked about Scandinavia as referring to the Nordic countries, and so we also do the same. We will include Finland, Iceland, yeah. So I'm pretty sure everyone has also heard of Norwegian salmon, or at least seen it in supermarkets, right?
So, Connie, have you tried this before, the seafood or salmon in Scandinavia on the tour?
Good question, Christy, because if you go to Scandinavia, you know that the breakfast actually serves a lot of seafood dishes as well.
Yeah.
It could be steamed, or it could be served like stewed or smoked, or even served in soups. And there's one good recommendations if you want to try in Scandinavia. It's called gravlax. This is spelled as Gravlax. This gravlax is actually a raw salmon, okay, and they actually cured with salt, sugar, and dill, and served with rye bread and mustard. This is actually a very tasty dish that we tried before on tour. You can also try it when you are in Scandinavia.
Wow,
it's very tasty. Yes,
I really must try.
That's true.
Sure.
I also remember that I also been there and also tried the seafood there. They have seafood almost everywhere, but there's one particular place that I like most is in Bergen, because they have a seafood market. It's open air seafood market.
Yes.
Yeah. Then right next to the market also there are a few restaurants that they also use seafood as their main ingredient. So got one like she mentioned, there's a fish soup, right? It tastes very thick, but it's very nice. There was once that I find it very delicious lah. So there was once I actually bought like two extra bowls for my lunch. And then I had to skip my dessert and some part of my meal because the soup is really too amazing.
So I have a question. Where is the Bergen?
So okay, so if you do not know, you can look at the map here. Bergen is a place in the west of Norway, right? So it's famous as a port city, and I mentioned that there's lots of seafood available in their open air market. So people who like seafood, right, should try it because they have almost everything. You can buy on the spot, and you can also request them to cook on the spot for you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so like they may display it raw. Alright, then you can either, of course, the locals may choose to buy and bring back home to cook, right? But at the same time, if you as a tourist, you can't bring back home to cook, so you can ask them to cook for you. So they have things like prawns, crabs, scallops, all kinds of fish. Yeah, and there's one very exotic one. Some people may or may not like it, depending if you are environmentalist. It's the whale.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That I've not seen in the burger.
There is.
I only saw like a big Alaskan crab legs.
Oh yeah, they have. Correct. So like what she said, so there's all kinds of varieties, and if you want, you can just try out different one as a seafood platter. So.
She's drooling.
Wow, really sounds amazing. But I also hear that Scandinavia is famous for lots of sightseeing, is it?
Yes, true. Yes, if you are in the Nordic countries, they have beautiful landscapes. For example, in Norway, they have famous fjords and glacier. If you visit Iceland, you will actually see the geyser. A geyser is actually a hot spring in which water intermittently boils, and then it will send a tall columns of water steam into the air. So normally, if you want to go for the cruise, on the sea or even on the fjords, as they are part of the experience that you will go for the sightseeing for Scandinavia.
That's true. Well, I think putting it in words is a bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult to describe. So what you can see. So I think what we will do is we prepared a short clip to show you what you can actually see in Scandinavia.
So, other than food to try and the sights to see, what other things can we do in Scandinavia?
Well, I think for everyone who travel overseas, right, buying souvenirs is definitely something you want to do. You'll be surprised, but there's actually quite a lot of things you can buy in Scandinavia.
For example?
For example, some of their famous products include like health supplements. Okay, so you may see everywhere there's like fish oil, cod oil, seal oil, alright? Or if you want to buy some simpler souvenirs, you can also just buy the fish caviar, for example. In another episode, we mentioned that in Russia they also sell caviar. In Scandinavia, it's a bit different. They can sell caviar in jars, the usual one, or if you want, you can also buy the tube one. The tube one is a bit like your toothpaste tube. So you just have to like poke a hole and then you just squeeze, then you see the caviar paste coming out.
Yeah, I bought that once.
Yeah. Then, but also the other famous one is the crisp bread. So I don't know if you've seen it before, but it is a very flat and dry cracker. Usually it's made of rye, and in most forms it comes in rectangular shape, but there's also circle ones. So you can add the caviar that I mentioned on top of it and eat it, or you can also add other toppings like cheese. Some people prefer Nutella or fruit jams.
Wow,
It
makes
makes
me
me
drool already.
Yeah, well.
Earlier when we mentioned about Iceland, actually when you're there, you can actually take a hot bath in the Blue Lagoon. Iceland is also popular with glacier, and you know what? The glacier, underneath the glacier is actually volcanoes.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's the reason why their electricity is actually generated by geothermal energy.
Wow, interesting place to visit.
It is a very interesting place to visit. And Christy, do you know that each Scandinavia country has its unique, amazing place to visit? For example, like Denmark, they have their very incredible Rococo style castles to visit. And Sweden itself has thousands of archipelago. Archipelago is actually those small islands.
Yeah.
Right? And Norway is also famous for its beautiful fjords and deep mountains. And of course, Norway has got lots of tunnels to visit as well.
Correct.
Right? One of the longest tunnel is actually 24 kilometers long, which is very, very long. It takes about 20 minutes to drive through that tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's all littered up. It's very beautiful. Yeah. Finland is also surrounded by thousands of lakes with fantastic view.
Yeah, that's right. And Christy, you like shopping. I know that, I'm pretty sure that you have heard of one famous shopping brand in Sweden.
H&M?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Yes,
so,
H&M.
yeah, correct. H&M is like literally almost everywhere in Sweden.
Yes.
Of course, in Sweden you might visit places like Stockholm, or if you are traveling along the middle of Sweden, you might even visit Örebro. All these places, they have H&M. Like if you want, you can just take some time. I'm pretty sure you take a whole day to shop in
I think
H&M.
whole day not enough for me.
Ayo.
And another interesting brand to mention is actually IKEA. You heard of IKEA?
Yeah.
Also
It's
in
also an
Sweden.
interesting brand from Sweden.
Yeah. So
So-
actually, sometimes we used to stay near IKEA.
IKEA, yeah. And we see the big sign IKEA, but never get to visit them.
So I must definitely visit Scandinavia with my loved one someday.
Oh, who's your loved one?
Oh, definitely not you.
Oh well.
Just kidding.
Secret.
Okay.
So that's it for our introduction of Scandinavia. If you have enjoyed this video, please help to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel and our Facebook. Don't forget that we have a quiz right after this video, and you can comment the right answers below to win a prize.
那以上呢就是我们今天带领大家在线上浏览全部 Scandinavia 的内容啦。如果你喜欢我们的话，千万不要忘记帮助我们点赞和分享哦。那在视频的过后呢，还是会有奖问答的环节，有机会可以赢得奖品的。
We have one more message to every one of our audience out there. To you guys, Happy National Day! 国庆节快乐! Thank you!
Bye.
Bye.